Hello everyone, welcome to another video. A very different video for me today. It's just one incident I'm going to show you and how you report it to the police, or in this case I don't report it to the police. Because they've changed their system of reporting it, it's quite difficult for someone that's dyslexic to actually go through this now. It's not easy. And even if you're not dyslexic, it's time consuming, and you've probably got to have a day in court as well as do these forms, these online forms that I'm about to show you in a little while. They're not easy. They're not even drop down menus. It could be made so much easier, and it was easier, but they've changed their system, as I say. I'll show you the incident now, and it's so clear cut why you would need to go to court on something like this is an absolute joke. So here we are in Epsom. We're all turning left, but that car over there, that's where the traffic ends. So we're not all going to get round this bend, that's for sure. So apart from this little red car that doesn't know how to use its handbrake and blocking up the junction, they're not doing a lot wrong. It rolls back because there's a big pothole in front of it. But we're not looking at them. I'm just showing you the junction first of all. We're looking behind us at this car and the car behind that. Now this car's already got bad intentions. It's already crossed the line. So you know what it's going to do. You can clearly see the number plate.
Ran alert, ran alert, ran alert, ran alert, oh.
It's you know, it's not even in debate. That's really clear. And it just goes round there. The car behind it, another clear picture of its number plate. And it does exactly the same thing, but even worse if that's possible, because it does it on a red light. So it's gone round the bollards the wrong way, and the second one's gone actually for a red light doing it. Now that is so obvious what they've done wrong there. Do I need a day in court to explain what they've done wrong there? And for me to fill out endless online forms for them to be prosecuted? I mean, the evidence is all there. It's so clear cut, it's unbelievable. But you've got to have a day in court, and you've got to be up for a little bit of confrontation with the people you're putting in the frame here. And not only that, they will know exactly what your name is and where you live. They will know your address from your court appearance. So that's quite dangerous, I think, as well. So that's my little rant over with. Now I will take you to the website where you can report these things. I had this website in my bookmarks on my computer, because I have actually reported these before when the system was a little bit easier to do. But when I pressed the bookmark page on my computer, this popped up. So not a great start. They've obviously changed the page address as well. So easy enough to go. You just go to report, road traffic incident, and just follow the instructions. There's a map here. If you know where it was, you just type it in. But if you don't, you can actually zoom in like I'm trying to do here. It's not very good. I'm miles away from where I should be, but that is just to show you how the map works. In the end, I'll get a little bit fed up with moving it around, and I will go and type in the first few letters of Epsom. And this is the only drop-down menu that you will get. Makes it a lot easier. It drops you straight into the center of Epsom, and I just want to go over to the left here and zoom in. And as soon as I zoom in, it takes me back to the center of Epsom again. Don't know why, it just took me back there. So again, not very good. So let's go back to where we were, right by that BP garage. So we zoom in a little bit further, and it's asking me to literally drop a pin where we were. So I move it to pretty much exactly where we were, which was there. And you'll notice up the top there, it's given me a completely different address. That is down there. Woodcote Close is down there. We're on Woodcote Road. So that isn't even very good. So we go down here and we click yes. And now it's asking us, was there a collision? Basically, no, there wasn't. And normally with this, I'm always the top one. It's normally just the careless driving and dangerous possible driving offence and all that sort of stuff. So it's normally the top one I have to click. This hasn't sort of changed. So you click the top one, And then you come to this. Did the incident happen less than 10 days ago? In this case, it did. Now, my advice to you, if you are going to report an incident like this, is to make sure you do it quick. Do it less than 10 days, because if you go to the one underneath, the more than 10 days, it's a long-winded affair. And the last time I tried to do it, there wasn't even a place to actually upload your videos. So we click the less than 10 days. Do you have the evidence? Yes, we do. We got dash cam footage. Now we go to the next page. If you want to read it, you can just pause it and just read it basically. But what it's doing here is asking me a repeat question. I've already answered that in the previous page, even though it was wrong what Google was actually putting down, which I didn't actually spot until I reviewed this, by the way. Now, it says here, average completion time is 10 minutes. Now, that's for someone that hasn't got dyslexia. Okay, so that 10 minutes is 20 minutes to me. And I have to do both of them vehicles individually. So you're looking at 40 minutes for me to do that one incident with the two vehicles. So very time consuming. And the one thing I will say about dyslexia, I know I'm going on about it a bit, is that when you're filling out a form, the concentration levels is immense. You're constantly trying to read what you've done. You might write one word and you're trying to read it to make sure you spelt it right, and to keep doing the same questions over and over again, these repeat questions, it makes you second doubt everything you're doing. So it increases the time. This is a really shitty, crappy form from the Met Police here. Things should be made a lot easier to report a crime. It's not that difficult, is it, to actually have drop-down menus and not repeat questions? So we go to the next bit anyway. And here we have your court declaration. Basically, the police will not do anything unless you are willing to go to court if required. So basically, the person you're pointing a finger at can actually see you, see your name, and see where you live and everything. This should be easily done anonymously, because the video is so self-explanatory. You don't need to go to court. But I will say, if they plead guilty, then you don't have to go to court. So we move on to the next bit, which I find quite interesting, that next base dash cams have got their name on there. Some sort of dodgy deal with the Metropolitan Police, no doubt, that they're allowed to use their market research to see what dash cams we are all using out there. See, I'm not sure I'm particularly happy with this neither. It's an outside firm dealing with the Metropolitan Police. I could be sending sensitive material to the Metropolitan Police here, and it just goes to a dash cam company before going off to the Metropolitan Police. That don't seem right to me. I don't know, maybe I've been watching too many conspiracy theory films, but it just don't seem right to me. Anyhow, you can always pause this to see what they're asking me. I don't fill any of it out because I'm not going to do this. I'm fed up with how long it takes and how they've messed about with the system. You'll see that there's a few things on there that I don't believe that they should know for what I'm reporting. They don't need to know my occupation, or my age, or place of birth. Not for what I'm reporting. And now, the big thing is, in this country at the moment, my gender. I'm a man, yes, but in this country, that's a big thing at the moment, and I'm quite surprised it's still on the form. So, the form needs massively updating and putting right, because it's stupid. It's long-winded and it doesn't need to be, especially for something that I'm reporting. I think it's bizarre. Again, there's the location. You know, is that not the same question that is back there? Where am I travelling to? What the fuck's it got to do with you? The date of the incident? Yes, obviously. Isn't that the same question as that? Find it yourself what day it is. Now, vehicle registration, yes, you do need it. But shouldn't it be a drop-down menu after you put the registration in? But it's not. You have to literally go and find it somewhere on another app. It's just so slow, and it shouldn't be. You've got the make and the model. You have to write them in yourself or type them in yourself. It's not a drop down menu after you put the registration number in. I've tried it and didn't work for me anyway. It's just, you're trying to help the police and they're making it hard for you to do it. It's ridiculous. Now, maybe you might think that I'm being a little bit overcritical here, but remember, I'm dyslexic, and this is not a great form for a dyslexic person. Maybe if you're not dyslexic, you will find this a piece of piss and so easy and think, what the hell is he moaning about? As you go down further down the form, that's where you drop your files. And then down here, you have to do a little bit of maths as well to make sure that you're not a computer just before you send it off. So I haven't got to the next stage of this new system yet, and I don't intend to, not until they tidy it up a bit. So there you are. Thanks for watching, guys. Sorry it was a bit long-winded, but I had to show people. Catch you on the next one. See ya.